For you, we traveled to Chicago to set the standard for what a Chicago dog is, and that's Portillo's. Portillo's has what they call the Famous Five, and within that Famous Five of kind of classic Chicago meals is the Chicago dog. You can, of course, have it however you want it, but the classic way is with the ingredients that we're going to show you here, substitutions that you can have. Some of these ingredients are very difficult to find outside of Chicago.
We're going to bring these home and try and make them a little bit of Southern style, break a few of the rules that they say you have to follow up here in Chicago, but we're going to get the supplies here, take them back to Virginia, and make them down there the way we do in the South with the grilling. Let's go ahead and get started.
When you think about this crazy list of ingredients, you've got a specialty bun, tomatoes, sports peppers is a specific type of pepper, a whole pickle spear, onions, mustard, celery salt, and it just keeps piling up on this, and it's what makes this a full meal to eat. One hot dog, and of course, guy my size, I can put away two. And what's one of the cardinal rules is no ketchup. Yellow mustard only. Little secret for you, that's one of the rules I'm willing to violate.
To take the I-190 West ramp to O'Hare West.
I can tell you with all these ingredients and what I was bringing in check baggage and what I was trying to get through TSA, I felt lucky to get it all through. I expected at any moment somebody to say, why is this guy bringing bags of bread through TSA? But we made it.
Well, here we are back at home base. Made it through all the harrows of making it through TSA, the x-ray machines, feeling like you're smuggling and sneaking it through. If you know the rules on how to get through TSA, every trip back to Chicago, I'm gonna pick some of these buns up. They're rare as hen's teeth if you're trying to find them in the area outside of Chicago. You can get them on Amazon, but it's tricky.
You can pick your favorite coals, but we're using our homemade white oak lump. It adds a fantastic smoky flavor, and yet at the same time, it's not too much. It's kind of a light smoke.
If you're like me and you're a condiments person, and obviously I'm a foodie, my refrigerator's full of sauces and dips. But you can take and add things on this. What we're going to be making though, this hot dog is almost a meal in and of itself. You can take some of the things off, add to it actually, I guess. No, that wouldn't make it a Chicago dog, but like most things, there will be people, and I'll get the comments down below, and please, if you're gonna make the comment about what the Chicago dog is to you, make the comment down below. But we're gonna break some of those rules. I've never seen a Chicago dog, and I've done a lot of traveling through the region that's been done on the grill. That's one of the rules we're gonna break.
While those coals are getting going, we'll go ahead and do a quick walk around in the outdoor kitchen area here. You probably remember we've been using this as our outdoor cooking for quite some time, and you have to excuse some of the construction stuff. We just got done building this area. But you can see here, this is where the kitchen is going to be. We've got our little grill set up. There's going to be a kitchen counter in a C shape that's going to run through here. We've got the conduit stubbed in the bottom to run underneath the counter that runs underneath the concrete pad here. And we've done the pavers. We've done pretty much everything ourselves on this.
For those of you who have been following the channel for a while, you've seen this gray start to appear, but you also saw me, I was cooking in the mud when I first started cooking outside. And I'll be doing a video in the future that's going to lay out the full kitchen build where, you know, phase one was the structure. We'll do a video on that. I'll link to it right up here and you will be able to go see that.
So grilling these out adds a complexity to the flavor that I absolutely loved in these Chicago dogs. You can't beat the smoke flavor, and you really can't beat the cast iron grill here with the hibachi style of cooking over that natural oak wood. It's just a great cook.
Now that the grilling is done, I'll tell you that beef frank, they say it has to be a beef frank. The smell is different. It gets a different a fat texture, grease texture, and the taste is different. I like beef franks. I think it cooks better. It's better than that chicken or that chicken pork beef or chicken pork or whichever other cheaper dog that you're using. Give beef a try. Now for the assembly. Here's where those toppings lovers out there in Teach a Man to Fish World, you've got your options on the toppings. It's a meal in and of itself. I do love these poppy seed hot dog buns so much that I actually considered in the interim while I was waiting till my next Chicago trip to make these myself. As a matter of fact, for you, I may make a video where I learn how to make these hot dog buns with the poppy seeds so that you don't have to go through the struggles. It's worth it. To me, this does make the dog. Again, good luck trying to find this neon green relish anywhere but in Chicago. If you're not looking for a Chicago dog, you probably won't look at this on the shelf and say, that looks good, but it is a thing. Now, there is a little bit of toppings preparations that come with this. I believe it's tomatoes. Sounds funny saying tomatoes on hot dogs. And onions. Those two are the two toppings that you have to prepare beforehand. Everything else is what you can find in the store. And I'm telling you, finding sports peppers outside of the Chicago area, you're gonna wind up going to the internet. If you've never made pickled red onions before, it's about 50-50 vinegar and water, a teaspoon of sea salt. These will keep in the fridge for weeks. We keep them in there because we use them repeatedly over and over again. Things that you like, onion, that vinegar adds a little bit of a twang to it. So pickled red onions, it's a thing that's a staple you should be keeping in your fridge. And I'll put links down below to the more complicated things to find, but you can order this through online and get it all in and have a treat for your guests, Chicago dogs. Assembly here, I will say that you make your recipe yours, no matter how many people tell you in order for it to be this style of Chicago dog, it has to be made in this manner. I've never seen one grilled, served in one of the restaurants. I've never seen them use purple onions, pickled onions. And pick your recipe, what you think is good. I do love these sports peppers though. So good. Very mild, strong pepper taste. That's a must-have for me. When it comes to the mustard, and this is another technical rule, I do like ketchup on my hot dog, but and truth be told, I like just the mustard too. And I chose, since I was in Chicago, I got a local mustard. They say that this Plockman's is the best local mustard. You may have a different opinion about your Chicago dogs, which mustard you like. Again, tell me your ingredients down below because I'd love to hear what your take is on the Chicago dog. Again, this Plockman's. It is a bit tangier than your standard Heinz yellow mustard. It's a good flavor. It is different. I recommend it. To those of you who have already clicked like and said, don't laugh. To those of you who have already clicked like, I want to say thank you. It does drive the algorithms, and comments down below all drive that video to the top, so I appreciate it. You better have a napkin or a paper towel handy because it's a messy dog, but that's part of what makes it part of the experience. There it is. Tough to get to my mouth all the way around it. Such a good hot dog, Chicago style.
So YouTube says that this video is perfect for your viewing habits. This is my latest upload, and over here is a playlist you might just enjoy. I hope you liked it. If you did, please click like, subscribe, share, and come on back for more.